This is exactly how you get one wholesale deal every single week. Today, I'm gonna give you a 4 step-by-step strategies to find motivated sellers. But before we get into it, this video is sponsored by One Source Title. They're your one source from contract to close. They're investor friendly and they handle every single transaction we do here personally in our office. If you're tired of dealing with shitty title companies that are slow or have non-existent communication, or staff who have no idea how to handle complex real estate transactions, or simply just take too long to do title searches, clear title issues, prepare closing documents, or aren't willing to provide any assistance on answering questions, you might want to reconsider who handles your transactions. Stop letting these title companies cost you time and, most importantly, your money. Use One Source Title. Their link will be in the description below. Okay, wholesaling is a simple game, but it's a lot of work. You're being told all over the internet by every guru that wholesaling is easy, it's automated, it's easy money. But here's the truth. It's not as easy as people say it is. And if you're not willing to put in the real work, you should just click off the video. For those of you who are still watching, here are 4 actionable steps and strategies you can use right now to get one deal a week. Number 1, find motivated sellers. Focus on off-market deals. As a beginner, try to avoid MLS listings because they're often a little bit overpriced and they're oversaturated, and everybody in their AI tools are spamming these agents. The issue is on-market looks attractive because you don't have to talk to sellers, but the real money is in off-market deals. Can you get deals on the market? Sure, but it's a volume game, and be prepared to make 1,500 offers a month just to get one deal that may or may not close. 2, use government lists. Target lists like code violations, tax delinquents, and pre-foreclosures. These lists identify sellers who need to sell due to financial or property conditions and issues. How do you get these lists? Go to your local county office, check the clerk's reports, and go on their database. Often these lists are free or available for a small fee. Some of them you can even get them in the comfort of your home as long as you talk to them beforehand and ask them where to get them for servicing. And why does this work? Well, sellers on these lists are usually going through distress and they're more motivated to sell quickly and, of course, at a discount, making them ideal for wholesaling. Typically, when you're wholesaling houses, you are looking for the 3 Ds: death, divorce, and disaster. You're looking for people who need to sell at a discount. Again, remember, we're not calling the millionaires with the fancy boats and the beach houses. We're looking for people who are behind on their payments, who have really shitty tenants, and who want to get the heck out of Dodge and get some money back for their properties. Number 2, reverse driving for dollars. Well, what is that? Well, instead of just knocking on every door and trying to hope a seller's going to answer you so you can talk to them, instead you leave a note on the door of the distressed properties. Typically, what we like to do is get a FedEx priority mail envelope, and we'll take them from the post office, and then we have letters already filled in saying to call them. Just like all of us, when we have Amazon packages and mail at the front door, we tend to open those a lot better because it's in a nice fancy envelope and you think you just got something in the mail. So stop writing your letters and shoving them in mailboxes and licking stamps. Just go to go to the post office, get those stack of envelopes that they give out for free, put your letters in there, and put it at the front step. Way easier. And just write a simple note in there. Doesn't have to be fancy. Just put something and say, hey, this is Anthony and I have a question about your house. Put your contact info and then put a way to contact you. We prefer using a Google Voice phone number. And then, of course, you want to create a route before you go out into the field. And you can use tools like Deal Machine to map out your route and cover more ground efficiently. Obviously, door knocking works, but you knock on every single door. I'd much rather come up with a game plan and know which houses I have to hit, so that way I have a purpose. You know, again, we're not trying to get the clean-cut houses. We want to find the ones that we found on the county list, the ones that are going through distress, the ones that have overgrown lawns, who have boarded up windows. Like, that's the money. We're not going to the house that looks like there's 3 kids in there and they're playing in the yard and everything's kept up and they got BMWs and Mercedes. We're looking for distress. So map out the game plan so you're not wasting your time and you're being more efficient. And don't get me wrong, guys. I did the old write the letters, lick the stamps, put in the envelope, and wait for the mail ferry to come back and give you a deal. What we figured out after trial and effort is that the most effective way is by putting a nice package at their front door. Merry Christmas. The deals will start calling you. Number 3, driving for dollars. What is it? Now, this is for really the people who have trouble getting those county lists and some counties not allowing the access to find the distressed properties. Instead of just door knocking and going door for door in the neighborhood, I used to keep a pen and paper in my car at all times where I would write down the addresses that I wanted to skip trace or potentially leave those envelopes to, just finding distressed properties. So again, you're not going to find the ones that are going through divorces or the ones going through probate. You're strictly looking for fixer-uppers. And a little high technique sales tip that I love doing that most people don't do, find the crews that are doing the rehabs, because those are your buyers in those neighborhoods as well. So when you're driving those neighborhoods and you're seeing somebody doing work, well, as you're scavenging for the neighborhoods, you can also meet the buyers, meet the contractors, find out what they paid for that one. So when those homeowners reach out to you to negotiate, you actually know exactly what to sell them for and actually create a buyer's list at that same time. So yes, striving for dollars isn't my favorite way to do it. But again, if you have limited access, limited resources, getting a pen and paper and simply mapping out that route to deliver those letters to is ideal. Number 4, bandit signs. What are they? We've all seen them. You advertise them that you buy houses for cash. How do we create them? We get those 18 by 24 white plastic signs and we buy a big black Sharpie and you write a simple message that says, sell your house today. Any condition, any situation, place your phone number underneath it, and then place them in places where you know cash buyers are buying properties. You want to put them in high traffic areas right outside of neighborhoods, so that way the people in those neighborhoods see them. Again, don't go in the neighborhoods and put them at the damn stop signs. They'll get picked up in 5 seconds by that guy who lives on that lawn. Put them by the major streetlights around them, so that way they have a longer time of staying there at the properties. So when should you place these signs? Well, we suggest doing it on a Thursday or Friday night because in some big populated areas, there's code enforcement, and code enforcement will take these down typically during the week because they work Monday through Friday. So if you can get them done late towards the end of the weekend, you have a longer chance of them staying over the weekend with more visibility to the people you're trying to attract. And why do bandit sign works? Bandit signs, they're attractive to local sellers who need to sell quickly. Sometimes they avoid answering phone calls. Sometimes they don't like the mail leads. They like just pulling up to the sign, and at that point, you don't know what they're going through, where they just, you know what? I'm going to call the sign, see what I can get. They're just a little different target audience than most people are accustomed to seeing, where they're not getting their phones blown up by cold calling. They don't have a stack of postcards in the mail, or sometimes they're not even on a distress list, and their mom just died, and they're like, well, maybe I do want to sell it for cash quickly. So there's an advantage to bandit signs, and we made a ton of money doing it. You can and should start putting these strategies into action, and as soon as possible. And if you want just a little more help with wholesaling, I might just be able to help you. Go down in the description below to see if you're the right fit for our wholesaling community, Wholesale to Wealth. And before you go, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss any free wholesaling value. I'll see you guys in the next one.